Alhamdulillah, it's good that we have a book called Quran which has 6,666 ayah and it came via Islam and Islam came 1400 years back. And in Quran Allah taught us that marriages are made in heaven. So there are three statements that I have made. So do you find anything odd about these three statements which I made? Or you want me to repeat? Okay. So what I am saying is that Islam came 1400 years back. That is one. Second, the Quran is a book which contains 6,666 ayah. And third, in Quran Allah told that marriages are made in heaven. So these three statements I have made. So what is so peculiar or unique about these three statements? Can anyone answer? The person who will answer correctly will get chocolate.
Third statement.
Third statement? So what is so distinct or unique about these three statements? ये जो मैंने तीन बातें कही, इनके बारे में खास क्या है? Yes, please.
The number 6,666.
हाँ.
That is peculiar. Because 6 is
That is peculiar. Okay. One answer has come. Anyone? Okay, let me repeat my question again. I am saying that Islam came back 1400 years ago, and Quran is a book which contains 6,666 ayah. And in Quran it is mentioned that marriages are made in heaven. So these three statements I have made. So I am asking you, what is so distinct, what is so unique about these three statements? Or what is something weird about these three statements? Anyone? हाँ क्या? मतलब मैरिज मेड इन हेवन क्या? मैं कह रहा हूँ इन तीनों स्टेटमेंट में क्या खास बात है? वो मैं पूछ रहा हूँ. तीनों में. कुरान. Anyone?
Islam is older than 400 years.
चलो, very closer to correct answer. He said that Islam is not 1400 years old religion. It is older than that. Okay, but how you will respond to my question? कि मेरे तीनों statement के बारे में खास बात क्या है? You are closer to the correct answer. Can anyone? Are you getting the question or not? No. Okay, what I am saying is कि I made three statements. तो आप ये बताइए कि इन statements में खास बात क्या है? What is so unique? What is so distinct? इन तीनों के बारे में खास बात क्या है? Anyone? Okay, let me answer then. Okay, then I have to get the chocolate myself. Then all my three statements are incorrect. And please don't speak. Maintain the discipline. All three statements are wrong. Neither Islam is 1400 years old religion, nor in the Quran there are 6,666 ayat, and nor Allah said in the Quran that marriages are made in heaven. So this third dialogue you have heard from movies, that शादियां आसमान में बनते हैं, वो फिल्मों में आपने सुना है. हकीकत में ऐसा नहीं होता है. So this was just an example to show you that how we people are devoid of some important and basic knowledge, because of which when there is an onslaught of media, an onslaught of social media and WhatsApp against the faith, against the practices, then you are not able to handle that. Jihad, non-veg, eating food and all these things. Do you have answer? Most of you don't have answer. Why? Because you don't ponder over the faith and the practices that you are doing. You have just inherited from your parents. Have you spent time drifting towards atheism also? Many people start questioning, is there really any God? Is there really any life hereafter? And you don't know answer because you never pondered over these things. You just thought that okay, I am offering 3, 4, 5 times salah. I am.
You have to search for it.
Learn, research, ponder over. Right? Time and again it says. But do you people give that much time? No. Why? Because you have some reservation in Jannah, right? Some kind of reservation for paradise. Oh, we were a student, so we didn't have time. Oh, we were born in the family of this and this person, so we were just having a certificate for paradise, right? So Quran tells us not difficult. Last row.
Difficult.
Difficult. So that is why we should ponder over and use our intellect. Otherwise, you will not be able to answer questions. Like for example, these days you will hear a lot of questions saying that okay, you believe that God is the intelligent designer, He has created this universe. Then why we are seeing so much of sufferings in this world? Why there are people who are born with disabilities? Why there are so much of disease? Why there is famine in Africa? Have you heard of these questions? Have you heard of these questions? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Then do you know how to respond to it? And if you don't learn today, then tomorrow when your kids will ask these questions to you and you will just tell them that okay, I don't know or don't ask me these questions, then you know what will happen? Your kids will go to social media and internet and where there is ocean of information. And then they might drift towards atheism or towards something which you not like. So unless and until you don't know yourself, you don't believe, you don't practice, how you are going to inform others? And remember, a golden rule, a person who believes in something without understanding cannot convince even one person about that particular thing. A person who believes in something without understanding cannot convince even one person about that thing. And if a person believes in something after understanding, he can convince and explain to thousands of people. Right or wrong? Agreed?
Yes, sir.
So if you believe in whatever practices you are doing, whatever faith you are having, after understanding, then you will be convinced that what you are doing is right, and you will be able to explain to others also, to thousands of people, to millions of people. Otherwise, you will be clueless. You will have no answer. You don't have no idea. Why you are doing so? Oh, because my parents taught me. Why you are doing so? Because my society taught me. So going by this logic, there are a lot of evil traditions, there are a lot of evil in our society which is happening because of the social norm. Right? For example, this dowry system. Isn't this dowry system a social norm? So since everyone is indulging in dowry, so even I will indulge in dowry. So is this a right approach?
No, sir.
No, then you have to speak saying that no, it is wrong thing. Even though it is a social norm, I don't want to be part of it. Right? I don't want to be part of it because it goes against the teachings, against the guidance of the Creator. Right or wrong?
Right, sir.
I hope you people know that earlier, hundreds of years back, in India we had a tradition called Sati Pratha. Do you know?
Yes, sir.
You know what happened in this Sati Pratha?
Yes, sir.
So a widow would be asked to sit on the pyre of her husband, and she would also burn along with her dead husband. Do you know?
Yes, sir.
Right. So it was a social norm that time. But there were some people who realized that no, it is an evil thing. We should not support it. We should not encourage it. So they worked against it and they ultimately banned it. Right? Otherwise, if they too would have said, no, it is a social norm, let us continue it. Then it would have been a good thing or bad thing? Bad thing. So in the similar fashion, even today, if there are something wrong that is happening, if there are evil present in the society, you have to come and speak against it. And you have to use your capability, that what is your capability to speak against these things. So on this social media onslaught, there are a lot of questions. For example, one question will come that is your religion progressive enough? Why don't you believe in science? Why do you believe in religion? Do you have answer to this question? Will you be able to explain to someone that why I have to believe in religion? So for that you have to understand that what is science and what is religion. Without understanding that, again you will not be able to answer. So people usually assume that science and religion cannot go hand by hand. People usually assume that if you have to trace the path of science, then you have to leave the path of religion. And if you have to go to the path of religion, then you have to leave the path of science. Right? That is what most of the people think. But in simple words, I will say that science is nothing but the laws of God that we human beings have discovered. Science is nothing but laws of God that we have discovered. Please listen to this thing very carefully, because it will help you in understanding and help you in explaining to others. For example, our earth is stationary or moving? It is moving, right? But there was a time when people used to believe that earth is stationary. People used to believe in geocentric universe concept, means that earth is the center of universe and earth is stationary. But today, does anyone believe that earth is stationary? Almost no one, right? So then, when everyone was believing that earth is stationary, there was a person named Galileo and then Copernicus. These scientists, they claimed that no, earth is not stationary. It is moving. And today everyone believes in that, right? Okay, now tell me, before the claim of Galileo and Copernicus, was earth stationary before that or was it still moving? Moving. So what does it indicate? That the law of God was that earth is moving. Earth is moving, this was the law of God, right? At a particular time, we human beings discovered it. Oh, earth is not stationary. So when we discovered it, it became science. When we discovered, it became science. Our backbencher sisters, for attention needed, right? So when we discover the laws of God, that is called science. Similarly, do you know which scientist is connected with Apple? Einstein, right? So Einstein observed that Apple is falling down to Newton. I also got mistake. Newton first discovered. He did not discover that apple is falling on the earth. Everyone knew that time, right? But what he did was he pondered over it. He pondered over it. Why it is coming down? Why it is not going up? Right? And then he came up with theory of gravitation. So tell me, this gravity came into the earth on that day when Newton observed this, or was it present beforehand? Beforehand, right? So this law was already present in the universe. When we discovered it, it became science. So science is nothing but laws of God that we human beings have discovered. If you mix sodium and chlorine, it will become sodium chloride. This is the law of nature. So whatever is the law of nature, when human beings discover that, it becomes science. So ideally, there is no contradiction between science and God. There is no contradiction between science and a reasonable faith. Right? But there are so many fields wherein science has not done enough research. For example, about brain. Science has not done, extensive research. There are a lot of things which science does not know today about brain. Science does not know what is the height of the sky, first sky. Science does not know about the presence of jinn. So there are so many things which science does not know. So we cannot say that these things are against religion or against faith, because science has still not discovered. Are you getting that? So you have to ponder over the laws of the nature, then you will understand even God better. Let me give you another example. What is the boiling point of water? 100 degrees centigrade, right? Under normal circumstances, you have to add this. Under normal circumstances, water boils at 100 degrees centigrade. Now this is a law of nature. This is a law of nature or this is a law of God. Right? But if you add impurities in the water, then will the boiling point be same?
No, sir.
Will it increase or decrease?
Decrease.
Huh? Be clear. इन एंड डी छोड़ के सब क्रीज बोल रहे हैं. Increase or decrease? Increase. You people have learned it just 1-2 years back, right? Boiling point and all 1-2 years back. You should remember this. So boiling point will increase. Now this is also law of nature. This is also law of God. When you increase the pressure, it will also change the boiling point. So the law of nature or law of God is with ifs and buts. If you do this, then this will be the result. If you do this, then that will be the result. These things are called as science. And these things are actually law of God. So if someone tells you that why you believe in faith, why you believe in God, why you believe in religion, why don't you believe in science, then you tell I believe in science and I believe in religion. There is no contradiction. And if you feel there is a contradiction, please bring it to my notice. I will review my understanding. It is quite possible that maybe my understanding was incorrect regarding something. So I will review it and I will change it. Right or wrong? Similarly, you are, attacked by media, and there are some tricky questions which try to trap you, and then you are just, speechless. For example, if someone asks you that for you, देश बड़ा है या धर्म, country or religion, right? These type of questions are asked today, and people are just ready with a gun, like just to answer. If you answer wrong, it is like they will just shoot you. And you are just clueless, speechless, hopeless, you don't know what to answer. और आप क्या डर जाते हैं एकदम? देश बोला तो इधर मान जाएगा, धर्म बोला तो देशद्रोही समझेंगे. Right or wrong?
Right, sir.
So there are many questions which are asked by people not because they are honest, but because they want to trap you. Then what you have to do? You have to turn the table. You have to put the ball in their court, right? So if you have to respond in short, then you ask a counter question. कि तुम्हारे लिए मानवता बड़ा है या देश? Now you ask them, humanity or country? Let them answer. Now they will be trapped. Right or wrong? Agreed?
Yes, sir.
So instead of you getting trapped, why you are allowing other person to trap you? Because he is not honest in his intention. His intentions are not honest. He just wants to create polarization. He just wants to create a divide. So then you ask a counter question. Okay, humanity or country? And let them answer. Right or wrong?
Yes, sir.
So this wisdom we have to learn and understand. I will give you a very beautiful example from the life of the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. That there was a person who came and told to Prophet, Assalamu alaikum. He did not say Assalamu alaikum. He said Assalamu alaikum. Do you know what does it mean?
तुम पर बर्बाद.
Death be on you. Death be on you, it means. So that person, he came to, create trouble basically. And he did not come in a friendly manner. So Assalamu alaikum. Death be on you. आपके ऊपर मौत हो. You know what did Prophet say? Prophet did not give any big lecture. Prophet did not, give a full talk on what he has said is wrong and all. He gave a very, very short and witty reply. He just said, Wa alaikum. What he said? What does it mean? तुम्हारे ऊपर भी. To be on you too. So isn't it a very witty reply? He turned the table, right?
Yes, sir.
He turned the table. अस्सलाम वालेकुम, वालेकुम, ठीक है तुम पे भी. कोई बहस नहीं, कोई ज़्यादा बातचीत नहीं, कोई ज़्यादा गुफ्तगू नहीं. Very short and sweet reply basically. So similarly, you have to understand this wisdom, especially in today's era. Especially in today's era where there is an onslaught from all sides on your faith, on your practice, that you have to be smart enough. You have to be wise enough. So this is the kind of the wisdom and the knowledge that we Sampark team share regularly with the people who join our programs. Like we give them the wisdom that how you can deal with the tricky questions. How you can respond to the questions which are difficult. And at the same time, we also have to review our understanding also, that maybe I am understanding something wrong too. That when you go to home, at the end of every surah you will see the ayat number, right? At the end of every surah you will see the ayat number. So you sum up all the ayat for all the 114 chapter, and then you check what the sum is coming. It will never come 6666. So it is very popular. It is popular in the same way how it is popular that marriages are made in heaven. जोड़े आसमान में बनते हैं. फिल्मों से सुना है आपने. ये रिलेटिवली होता है। अगर ऐसा होगा तो सब लोग फिर अपनी शादी के जिम्मेदार अल्लाह पाक को इस ठहराएंगे, खराब शादी के जिम्मेदार, right? Similarly, third thing also, Islam 14 years old. No, it is not 14 years old. How old it is? How old it is? We don't know the time. At least when Adam al-Islam came, then also Islam was there. But even before that, when our universe came into existence 13.7 billion years ago, so Islam can be said to be coming from that time, right? So when you don't know and understand what you are doing, why you are doing, then you will not be able to explain to anyone, and then your faith will also shake. Your faith will also shake in a situation when people are attacking your faith. So that is why it is said that faith should come from inner conviction rather from external compulsion. And in order to have a strong and conviction-based faith, you have to spend time. You have to ponder over. You have to see things around you. And then you will find lot of miracles. And then your faith will be strengthened basically. Your faith will be strengthened. Because someone will come and tell you, hey, in this today's era, in this 21st century, you are believing in something which is very old and very weird and very irrational. You believe in life hereafter. You believe that after death, we will be held accountable for our deeds. How can you believe in these things? Do you have answer to this question? That why you believe in Akhirat? Do you have answer? Can anyone convince me here that yes, the concept of Akhirat is correct? Can anyone convince me? No. Then why you are believing? Okay, because you heard from your parents. Okay, this question I will respond in my later session. In detail, I will explain about this session, about this topic. But just for as of now, the summary is that whatever we are believing, that has to be a reasonable faith, rational faith, and we should pursue the journey of learning. I am not saying that we will learn everything in one day. No. I am not saying that we will understand 100% of the thing. No. But have we started this journey? Have we started moving in this path of learning? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So we should strive for that. We should start this journey. Why don't you take a good lesson from the scientific community? You see how scientific community evolves. They don't know about something. Then they spend time, right? They ponder over that thing. And then they come up with a conclusion. And when they get sufficient proof for that thing, they strongly believe in that, right? And if they don't find proof for that, then they discard it. If something is not rational, if something is not correct or factual, then they leave it, discard it. For example, let me give you example of John Dalton. Have you heard the name of John Dalton? Who is he? Where he used to live? Near Padlia? Or where? Algori Padlia? Oh no. So John Dalton was a famous scientist, and he gave the atomic theory, very famous atomic theory. But do you know that whatever theory he gave to us, today almost all of his theory are proved wrong. He told that, atom is the smallest entity of any matter, right? But later on it was proved wrong, that no, it is not atom, it is electron, proton, neutron. So similarly, whatever theory he gave, that were proved wrong ultimately. But that does not mean that we should disrespect John Dalton, or we should say that he did not know anything. At his time, based on his best knowledge and best understanding, he gave us a theory. And when we analyzed it, we found that no, actually it is not correct. Then we respectfully discarded it. So this should be approach of ours also. This should be the approach of today's era people also. That we can take something, we can believe in something, but as soon as we realize that this is not correct, then we should discard it, and then we should move towards something which is truth. So with this thing, I will end my talk. Thank you very much for your patient listening.